Alright, hello and welcome everybody coming back to watch this on the recording. If you do, we are in BBL Season 9 and we are at the All-Star break, so there's nothing officially required going on this week, but we do have the always fun All-Star game where all the best players on each team come into play and we get just take two stacked teams on against each other for the game. So I am playing for the NL All-Star game as I am in the National League with the Melonheads this season. And so this is our squad. First, I should note the Wombats from the NL did not send an All-Star representative. And my setouts for this are Sammy Sosa from the Cardinals and Parker Collin from the Fishes. As for the rest of the squad, Jay Green definitely going to be pitching for this one. Jay always a good pitcher. As far as rest, we would 100% want Jeter at shortstop. Not sure who I want my first baseman to be, honestly. We'll try Ahmed there and see how that goes. Put Stewart and Claudia and Babe in the outfield, which sounds okay, but Lindsay and Chico out there to run around sounds even better, honestly. And that'll leave Babe. We'll put Babe at second and Claudia at third. Jason can go catch, and we'll see how that goes. As far as the lineup, this is very much a lineup stacked with power hitters. Lindsay, Jay, Babe Ruth, Ahmed, Claudia, Chico. Well, that's a lot of home run hitters there. We only have Kendall and Stewart and Jeter as our not-so-big hitters. So we'll spread those guys out a little bit. Well, or will we? We'll put Stewart and Jeter at the top of the lineup just because they're still really good for getting on base. I think. Well, no. Yeah, sorry, I'm having trouble deciding. We'll put Stewart third, actually, so that we can have Lindsay and Jay leading off the lineup. And then even if one of them just, gets a single or something, they're still fast, so Stewart should be able to get on pretty easily. After that, keep teeing off with Babe and Chico. And then Jeter is a solid hitter behind those. And then Claudia, Ahmed, Kendall is, the least impressive hitters on the team. Should just be a bunch of just power swing and hitting it out of the park. As far as the defense, I'm up against Veronica Lee in left field, Marcellus Marks in center, Gary Allen in right. Not the best outfield ever. Veronica and Marcellus can at least cover some good ground. They're beginning the ball in super fast, though. I should be able to swipe some extra bases off of them. Peggy Heffernan in second, also not that great. Karen at first. I don't know, because she has a catch in the ball. We'll see. Zena has a good arm at third, but isn't fast. They do have a good catcher in King Griffey Jr., good shortstop in Pablo, and excellent pitcher in Julie Dunkel, but the rest of that is not a very intimidating defense. So, could very well be a great game to go off. Might not, though, because I haven't been doing so well lately. Alright, so here we go. Pitching for the National League. This All-Star game, to start with, is Jay Green from the Chicago Brewers. And leading off is Pablo Sanchez from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Of course, I might get several runs scored off of me here by this lineup stacked with power hitters. Pablo with a liner down the line. Chico is able to get it on the bounce to hold him to a single. All things considered, that's not too bad. But yes, potential for lots of damage here. Pablo singles, and now Julie Dunkel is up. Has a super bat and is super speedy. If she puts the ball in play at all, it could be some trouble. And of course, Pablo could easily steal second. Julie hits a line drive into left. Chico coming in to get it. He does get it. Chico with catch for the first out. And that's a pretty good start. Veronica Lee, now the hitter. Veronica lays down a bunt and is able to successfully get my AI to exploit, or my players to mess up there. Kendall and Jay bonk it into each other, let her get to first, I make the throw, and then that gives Pablo an easy run to third, as Ahmed does not have a super arm on first base. So that puts runners on the corners for Zena Frome. Zena bangs one down the third base line. Pablo going for home, and we're able to get him. Force out for the second out. Alright, this is certainly an exciting team to play defense against, that's for sure. Marcellus Marks, another hitter. And still 2-1. with a big hitter up to bat, could definitely still be quite a few runs scored here by the AL. But we are doing what we can to stop that. Been forgetting to introduce each player from their team. Marcellus Marks hails from the New York Rangers. And he puts a ground ball there. Gets past Jay, but Jeter is able to get it and laser it to third for the third out. And so the AL is put down without any runs for this inning. We'll see how long that lasts, though. This is not an easy team to play defense against. All right, going into the bottom of the first, let's see what the NL can do here. Leading off, as always in games that I play, is Lindsey Felgate, my own Lindsey from the Super Duper Melonheads, who have been, I think, 3 of the last 4 All-Star games has been my personal MVP. Lindsey is just, what can I say, a superstar. He's right at home in this situation. Julie Dunkel of the Milwaukee Hornets is starting on the mound here and is a bit scared, it seems, to pitch to Lindsey. Lindsey pops this one up, though. Peggy is under it, and this should be a pretty easy first out. So unfortunately, Lindsey starts things off on a dud note with a pop out. That brings up Jay Green from the Brewers. Jay and Lindsey were teammates on my Melonheads last season. Get them back together again. Jay smacks one on the first pitch, but it does go foul. Julie was definitely the star over Jay last season. We'll see if Jay can flip that script here on the All-Star game. Julie with 3 balls in the first 5 pitches, not pitching too accurately, maybe a bit scared of these big hitters. Liner, Pablo is able to stop it from getting out to the outfield. Not in time to stop Jay from getting to first. But it does hold him to a single. AL All-Star reserves. The Bombers, as not having a coach, didn't send anybody. The Orioles sent Mark McGuire. And another team, I can't remember, I think sent maybe Raul Mundesi. Someone who can't play in 03. Stuart Sullivan is now the hitter in the meantime. He hails from the Blue Marlins, who beat me in the last game before the All-Star break. At the moment, I'm struggling to remember who the other AL All-Star was, but it was an 0-1 exclusive player, which made him an easy choice to sit out for this. Stewart with a little grounder, but it goes too close to Julie, so that is an easy out at second. So 2 outs now, nothing yet for the NL. Let's see if we can start getting the big hits here with Babe Ruth from the Mighty A's. Giving that charge, Babe with the 120 power rating. He exists to hit bombs. I had a lot of fun with him, I remember, in the Season 5 All-Star game, the last time he played. And Julie is not wanting to let him get a piece of that ball. Strike 1 in the zone. Didn't look like the most meaty one, so we let it go. And a high pop-up from Babe. Julie is going to get it uncontested, so this will probably be an easy out, and it is. So, several pop-outs for the NL is what mainly characterizes the first inning. We'll see if we can do better in later innings, but for now, there is no score. And Ken Griffey Jr. leading off for the second inning. Trying to remember what team he is on this season. I'm having trouble remembering at first, honestly. Well, Ken Griffey Jr. comes from one of these teams from the AL. At any rate. Is their star. Smacks one into the ground. Ahmed tries to go up to get the ball, but misaims. Griffey going for second. Ahmed makes a throw in time. Griffey is out. Got too greedy, and we got him at second base. Peggy Heffernan now up. The 03 version of, oh, I know her name, and I've forgotten now. '03 version of Rachel LaBuena, the all-star from the Braves. I know who most of these team stars are, so I can figure out Griffey's if I think about it enough. Oh, Griffey might actually come from the Reds. the Cincinnati Reds. Or maybe they sent Kenny Lofton. I can't remember, actually. Whatever. In any case, pop out to center for Peggy. That brings up Gary Allen, who is the All-Star from the Blue Angels, the namesake team for the AL All-Stars this season. Take strike one and strike two. Ball one, as it's a little bit inside. Jay having some trouble with stamina, but he gets out of this inning at least with a strikeout on Gary Allen. That'll send us into the bottom of the second. Tanya Lesko from the Royals, by the way, clone of Jose Canseco, is the other All-Star from the AL who is not playing this game. All right, Chico Papas leading off. He comes from the Crazy Yankees. And let's see if he can start this off the right way. Well, first time mistimed the swing on a perfectly meaty pitch. So yeah, I'm just having a rough time today, it seems, with hitting the ball well. Take strike two, 0-2 the count. Outside for ball one. Takes ball two, low. It is at any rate easy to tell those balls coming with Chico. Ball three, way inside, so it's now a full count on Chico Papas. And gets a good drive on a low pitch. Veronica's going over, though. She is not able to catch it. She just deflects it down. That is enough to stop any more damage from being done, but Chico is able to get the single without much trouble. All right, runner on first, nobody out. Derek Jeter from the Green Monsters, the unquestioned best team in the NL this season so far, is now the hitter. Now, the Monsters' big draw is their defense, not so much their offense, but Jeter, a capable player on both sides of the coin. Julie having a lot of trouble hitting the strike zone here. It's 2-0. On deck is, I believe, Vallarta, Claudia Vallarta. Low for ball three, so this might be an uneventful at bat for Jeter. Take strike one. And that is going to be close. That is barely in the strike zone. Full count now on Derek Jeter, and we need to be careful. That is going to be low for ball four. Julie keeps us guessing with a couple of strikes, but ultimately does walk Derek Jeter. So 2 on, nobody out. And the hitter becomes Claudia Vallarta, who, what team is she from this season? I believe hails from the Giants, who are first place in the NL East. Or no, excuse me, I've been corrected. She is from the Twins, Toast's team in my own division. And that is going to be a long hanging fly ball. It is barely in the foul line. It hangs over that short left field fence. A 3-run home run for Claudia Vallarta. And that puts the NL on the board. Hopefully the first of many. 267-footer, not the most impressive ever, but it got the job done. Ahmed Khan, now the hitter. Ahmed coming from the Super Duper Diamondbacks, who are leading the NL Central. Ahmed also, under his coach Pepsi Boy, was the winner of this season's Home Run Derby. Let's see if he saved some from this matchup. Julie giving some nasty pitches here. 1-2. Haven't gotten a good pitch to swing at yet. Might have to be less picky soon, though. There you go. Or just wait for the right one. That's an easy home run for Ahmed. Solo shot. It's 4-0 NL. Alright, Jason Kendall now up. Jason Kendall is the representative from the Giants in this game. And knocks one up into center. No one's going for that one. Marcellus going for it on the bounce. He benefits from a nice hop. Kendall's going to have to retreat to first. Still an easy single for Jason Kendall. Keep the second inning going. Lindsay is now up. Still nobody out. Lindsay did pop out in the first inning, unfortunately. Let's see if she can regain her mojo here. She smacks one straight up the middle. Bounces it off Peggy's back. Kendall almost safe at second, and if I'd been able to click in the right spot, I think he could have slid in time, but I failed to click in the right spot to rush him. So Lindsay safe on a fielder's choice as Dunkel was able to get that ball in the rebound. That'll bring up Jay Green, who's 1 for 1 today with a single. Takes ball one. Uncle has had to do a fair amount of work here. Maybe we'll start tiring her out soon. Or just get her somewhere on the field where she can't make as much of an impact. We'll see. Ball two. She is having trouble certainly pitching in the strike zone. Strike one on a nasty pitch there. Spoke too soon. It's 2-1 now on Jay. And there you go. Takes that one down the middle. Smacks it to center. Is that going over the fence? It is. Jay Green sends one over the instant replay screen to center. Third home run of the inning. It's now 6-0 NL. .445 feet. That is our best home run yet, I believe. All right. Stuart Sullivan is now up. He is 1 for 1 with the fielder's choice this game. Let's see if he can get on base and be an easy run driven in for later. Okay, Stuart is fast, but not so fast. I'm going to just risk it and hit the ball down the first baseline when I have 3 strikes to work with. Take that one as well. Not so good looking pitch. It is a strike, though. 0-2 is the count now. And Julie Dunkel is done on the mound. Zena Frome now coming on. That puts Julie over at third base, which could be an impactful spot for her to be, but not as impactful as being on the mound. Stewart hits one straight to Zena. His goal is to beat Karen to the bag, and he just barely fails. Oh well. And that brings up Babe Ruth, who popped out in the first inning. Take strike one. Zena, not a particularly great pitcher herself. Babe fouls one off. It's 0-2. Even though this is Babe we're playing with, I will swap to line drive here with 2 strikes. Increase my chance of just getting a solid hit and getting on base somehow. Chico Pappas is on deck, so it's hardly a horrible situation for him to single. And I knew that was going outside. I thought it would be a little less outside than that until I started swinging. And, yep, Babe Ruth chases one and strikes out to end the second inning. Going into the third, though, it's 6-0 NL. All right, Karen Donato now the hitter. And I'm trying to remember what team Karen is on. Karen is, I think, the Reds representative, actually, in this All-Star game. Which I think means Ken Griffey Jr. would be the representative from the Devil Rays. I'm not sure about that, though. Meanwhile, Stuart Sullivan with a great recovery there in center. Ball blips off his head, but he's able to get back up, run over to the ball, and catch it before it hits the ground and get the out anyway. Pablo Sanchez is now up. We're back to the top of the lineup here, which is not a happy place to be. Jay Green hoping to get a strikeout and some more juice here, otherwise he'll have to come out soon. Pablo hits that ball well, not well enough. Stewart is over there, and Stewart has it. Doing a great job in center this inning. And that brings up Julie Dunkel with 2 outs. Fouls off the first pitch, but only fouls it off. 0-1 the count. I am actively going for strikeouts here, because yes, they will refill some stamina for the opposing team, But they will give me the chance to refill the stamina for my pitcher, which I could kind of use right now. Julie not letting me have that, though. She pops one up towards second instead. Ahmed is over there. Ahmed catches it. And it is an uneventful third inning for the AL. Let's see what the NL can do this time. We are in the exact same position as far as hitters coming up as we were last inning. We scored 6 runs off of that, so we'll see what happens here. It is currently 6-0. And Chico Pappas leads off. Chico singled last inning to start things off. We'll aim a bit higher this time, maybe not get there though. And here's where having Xena and her slower speed on the mound instead of Julie comes into play. She takes long enough to get that ball, but Chico is able to beat it out at first base without having to rush at all. So another single for Chico to start off. Good stuff. Jeter is now up. He drew a walk in his first appearance. And takes ball 1 to start things off. Takes strike 1 and a not so tantalizing corner pitch. 1-1 is the count. Gonna take that one as well. Really nasty corner pitch for strike 2. 1-2 in Jeter, and we need to start swinging, and ball's in the strike zone now. That one is outside though. Easy ball. 2-2 is the count on Derek Jeter. Not a super pitch, but Jeter is able to make it work. Sends one opposite field. It gets past Gary, which means we're getting extra bases here. Gary gonna take a while to get to the ball. Gonna take a while to get that ball in. And Peggy, the cutoff woman, not gonna be too much better. Easy triple for Derek Jeter. Chico scores. It is 7-0 NL. And that brings up Claudia Villarta, who hit a 3-run home run last inning. Another home run here, but makes her the definite front-runner for All-Star MVP. Claudia fouls the first pitch off. 0-1 is the count. Tantalizing, but I think that was too far outside for it to have been a good hit. So Claudia wisely takes it instead. So 1-1 count now. Takes ball 2 on a low pitch. 2-1. One reason why you take those not-so-good-looking corner pitches, because sometimes they're not even strikes. Takes strike 2 on the edge. It's going to be 2-2. Claudia going to have to swing at this one. Is able to send it, fortunately, towards right field. Gary coming in. Gary does catch it. A nice play by Gary Allen to get Claudia out. But Jeter is able to tag up and score easily on the play, making it 8-0 NL. And Ahmed Khan, now the hitter, hit a solo shot in the second inning. Let's see if he can make it 2 solo shots. Take strike 1. It is a 1-1 count. And takes ball 2. Xena throwing quite a few pitches here, hopefully getting her nice and tired out. I'm guessing Marcellus would be the next pitcher. Xena in center field would be nice for me. And Ahmed is able to send it over the wall again. Coming off of winning the home run derby, Ahmed is doing the same thing in the game itself. It is now 9-0 Marlins as he hits his second solo shot. Alright, that brings up Jason Kendall. The most unimpressive player on this roster, but he's still quite solid and was able to single last time. Fouls first pitch off. 0-1 the count. Xena not giving me much good to work with, but enough of it is technically in the strike zone to give me a hard time. It's now 1-2. That's going to be inside, barely. 2-2. Xena very much painting the corners here. And Ball 3 outside. Full count on Kendall. I think Xena is starting to reach her limit here. Ooh, and I figured out what that was. A split second too late. Xena, on her last legs, gets Kendall with the big freeze for out number 2. That brings up Lindsay Felgate with 2 outs. She has a pop-up and a fielder's choice. Not her best game so far. We will see if she can recover from that and do well here. Lindsay fouls one off. It's 2-2. Trying to keep this inning going. The real question is, did Xena get another power-up pitch or more juice from that strikeout? Who knows? Not been pitching the best, though, so I'm going to guess the power-up pitch. It is now a full count on Lindsay. That's not a power-up pitch, and she sends it skyward. Skyward enough, that's going to at least be off the wall, is off the top of the fence. Off the top of the fence, solo home run for Lindsay Felgate to keep the inning going a bit longer. Lindsay delivers this time. And it is now 10-0 NL. Brings up Jay Green, who already has 1 home run on his record this game. Let's see if he can get another. Xena puts the first pitch inside, and it's 1-0. That would have been a perfect pitch to take out of the park. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be a bit higher in the corner. Not such a good prospect. Oop. Might not have been the best prospect, but I couldn't pass up the chance on the slow-mo. That was a ball, in fact. Xena gets Jay to chase. 1-2, but that doesn't matter as Jay takes the next pitch and lasers it. Not lasers it, but smacks it over the left field wall. Another solo shot for the NL. It's now 11-0. All right. So back-to-back home runs puts the Marlins, puts the NL with a couple more runs on their side of the ledger. Stewart is able to keep things going with easy ground ball single. It is 11-0. Babe Ruth is up. He has a pop-out and a strikeout to his name this game. Let's see if he can come back here and give us a couple more runs, or if he's going to be the last out in each of the first 3 innings. Babe sends that skyward, but that is just over the foul line. 0-1 is a count. And Xena is done pitching, which means that she'll be in center field, where she'll be taking a while to reach the ball, which could be good. And Marcellus Marks is pitching. Gets me with the big freeze on this first pitch. Marcellus brings more speed to the mound defense, but doesn't have that great of an arm. And this stint, especially with the first pitch he threw, could be quite a way to tire him and weaken this defense that much more. Pitches ball 2 on the outside edge. That took a bit of guts not to swing at. It's 2-2 on the Babe. Ball 3. On another outside pitch. Now a full count. Marcellus manages to avoid giving up a walk on his first at-bat, but Babe is able to send a nice one into the corner with Gary and then Peggy covering the ball. That is going to be an easy RBI. Babe holds at first base. Maybe should have gone for 2 with him, but oh well. Stewart scores, and it's now 12-0 NL. And Marcellus already visibly getting tired out. Could be significant. Chico Pappas now up with a runner on first and 2 outs. Chico with 2 singles. sort of player you'd expect to be going yard. If he does do so for the first time here, then that will be useful to say the least. Ball 1 on a slow-mo. Marcellus going ham with the power of pitches early here and tiring himself out and becoming, I think, pretty much a black hole on this defense. Marcellus is a player who can tire out easily, who's really bad when he's tired out. So, yeah, this could get ugly. 3-1 the count now on Chico. Jeter is on deck, so it would be nicer if Chico could get the chance to knock the run in, and he does! Chico gets a half-decent pitch, sends it over to right center. That is over the wall. 2-run shot for Chico Papas. And that makes it 14-0 NL. And with Marcellus having worn himself out already, that is one less decent defender on the AL, and they're going to be just sending in their garbage pitchers now, I think. That brings up Derek Jeter. Veronica Lee is now the hitter. Now the pitcher. She is not much of a pitcher. Yeah. And so, and now Marcellus is playing left. He's worn out, so he's not going to be moving fast. He's not going to be throwing the ball in fast. So now we got a slow outfield here, and if Veronica tires herself out, she's not going to be much good on defense either. Jeter sends one over towards third. Bounces before Marks can get to it. Paulo might tire himself out with all these big throws, depending. This defense might be going some bad places, folks. Jeter successfully singles, and the inning continues. What you expect from the All-Star game. I am glad that paid off. That this is paying off after a dud first inning. Good old-fashioned shootout is always fun. Claudia Villarta is 1 for 2 today with a home run. She got out also earlier this inning. Make an impulsive decision for what I wouldn't have thought was a good pitch to swing at in that stance, but Claudia makes it work with a long home run to left center field. 2 more runs in, it's 16-0 NL. 446-footer. All right, Ahmed Khan is up. He is 2 for 2 today with 2 solo home runs. Can he make it 3 for 3 with 3? Batting after Claudia hasn't done him any favors in the RBI department. She's been clearing the bases every time. Before he comes up. I bet he could still poke another run on the board for us. And it might be. That one's going deep at least. Gary going back for it. No, not quite a home run. It is off the wall, though. Going to be at least 2 bases for Ahmed. And look at Zena out there. She is barely moving in center. And Gary with several flubs and then a noodle throw. That turns an extra base hit into a blowout inside the park home run for Ahmed Khan. So he is 3 for 3 with 3 solo shots. Just one of them was inside the park. All right. And so the inning continues. Jason Kendall is now up. He turned the second out in this inning. And we have scored 8 runs since then. That's what you call a rally, folks. Also what you might call the reason to not do more stacked teams in regular league play, if this will happen a lot. And Kendall sends one to right center. Zena might have been able to get it if she'd aimed the right direction. She does not, though. Goes for it on the bounce. She smartly goes for the relay through Pablo, which means the ball can get in a timely manner, and Kendall is held to just, in air quotes, just a double. Still puts a runner on second with 2 outs, and Lindsay Felgate up, and she tees off on the first pitch. That is long gone. Lindsay sends way out there to left for a 2-run shot. Now it's 19-0 NL, and the inning continues. 495 feet. Lindsay now with the biggest home run of the game so far in a home run field game. It would be fun to measure up the total distance of all the home runs hit in this game. Might be a bit of a laborious task, though. Alright, can Jay Green keep the ball rolling? Let's find out. And now Ken Griffey Jr. coming up. Okay, that's especially interesting because now Veronica Lee is catching. She does not have a great arm to begin with, and she's kind of tired now, which means a good chance of stealing at least second, if not third, with my batters. And Jay sending another one skyward. Is that going far enough? I do believe it is. Yep. Yep, it just keeps on going. Jay Green this time with a solo shot. How far did that one go? 337 feet. Not the most impressive one, but home run is a home run is a home run. It is now 20-0 NL. This is what we usually get at this point in the season. It's Home Run Derby, the game. Griffey could be a bit of a hassle on mound defense with solid speed and a great arm. And Julie Dunkel playing third. Stewart might not have an easy time getting on base here. This could be the third out here, is Stuart Sullivan. We will see. We have scored 11 runs since our last out. Ooh. Stewart hits a nothing ball. How much does Veronica still have in the tank? Not enough to beat him out to first. So the nothing ball, that works this time. Especially thanks to Griffey no longer being behind the plate. Alright, Stewart gets on base. Babe Ruth is now up. Babe Ruth, one of the only players left on this team without a home run. He definitely should have one before the game is done. Let's see if we can make it come this time, and we can. First pitch. Babe Ruth finally doing what he's on this team to do. What he was made to do. 2-run shot for Babe Ruth. It's now 22-0 NL. And I believe everybody except for Stewart, Jeter, and Kendall has a home run now. Jeter and Kendall could conceivably home run, but they're not really home run tier players. So Stewart likely to be... Stewart, though, is not going to get a home run unless I get a little bit of power. 665 feet, to nobody's great surprise, I think. Babe Ruth is now the player with the longest home run in this All-Star game. And Chico Pappas is now the hitter. Again, for the third time this inning. Okay, I'm getting too cocky here. Chico chases a ball that's way outside for strike one. So if I'm correct, Chico has he's already gotten a single and a home run this inning. Let's see if he can add to that. And looks like he will. That is sent long and deep to right center field over the instant replay board. Chico Pappas with his second home run of the inning. It's now 23-0 NL. This does get pretty goofy after a while, I will say that. Alright, Derek Jeter now up. Let's see what this kid can do here. Takes ball one. And Jeter is going to add his name to the home run list as he sends one sailing over the left field fence. Barely hits the ground before it leaves the screen. 7 out of 9 players now with a home run on the game, and it is 24-0 NL. How much longer can this go? We will see. Gonna push it as far as I can. And Claudio Villarta is now up. I wasn't prepared for that first pitch. And a bit distracted there, but not one I wanted to swing at anyway. Claudio with 2 home runs on the game. 1-1, and Ken Griffey Jr. is now done pitching. I think we're at the point now where the pitching stints aren't doing a lot to these players in terms of stamina. Could be different for Karen Donata, though, who has poor stamina as a Dimitri clone. We might be able to make her useless on the field. Griffey, in the meantime, now playing first base, and I believe that leaves Peggy, Gary, Pablo... Peggy, Gary, and Pablo, all of whom I think have been worn out by some big throws in this game, as they're the only remaining players on the AL not to take their turn on the mound. It is the full count on Claudia, and Karen walks her. Clearly not a top-tier pitcher we are dealing with here. Sort of what you might expect from a player with a pitching rating of 1 out of 10. The SmackDown might get even worse for this game as I might start just drawing a bunch of walks. Ahmed Khan is now up. He is 2 for 2 this inning with 2 solo home runs and another solo shot in the second inning to make him 3 for 3 on the day. And Veronica Lee, not a good catcher, confirmed. Now I got a bad catcher. Pitchers who have a hard time hitting the strike zone. My team is laden with power hitters. This is a perfect storm. Ahmed sends one to deep center field. Zena having a horrible time trying to get it. That one sticks in the corner of the wall. Pablo coming out to get it. Throws it in. This might be the first time Ahmed fails to home run. They're able to get the ball in fast enough to hold him to just a triple. But still, Ahmed having one heck of a game, and he does drive in another run to make the score 25-0 NL. Jason Kendall is now up. Let's see if he can join the home run club. Heck, actually, with the way this defense is performing now, I wouldn't even be surprised if Stewart managed to get a home run. A few shenanigans. Kendall hits that one well enough. Pablo is only able to deflect it off his head back into the infield, so it's an RBI single for Kendall. It's now 26-0 NL. It has been 17 runs now since I last had an out. And Lindsay Felgate's up for the first time this game. I'm going to use power with her with a runner on first. Lindsay is 2 for 2 this inning with 2 home runs. Strike 1. We're just cycling through these pitches at lightning speed now, though, with all the runs we're scoring. But we've got Veronica gassed, we've got Zena gassed. We've got this defense thoroughly messed up, and Lindsay swings at a pitch she had no business swinging at, and that is going to be the third out. Lindsay with 2 outs on the All-Star game. Very sad for me, but that happens eventually. We had to mess up at some point, and it is Lindsay who ultimately takes the fall after, almost like after we go twice around the lineup since the last out. Somebody had to break eventually. It was Lindsay, and thus ends the 20-run third inning. 26-0 NL, and we still have 2 more innings of this to go. I can't wait. That was sarcastic. Unfortunately, even with all that hitting, Jay's still fairly low on stamina. He's going to need to get a strikeout for more juice if he wants to make it all the way through this game. We'll see if he can get it against Veronica. Veronica was a threat in her first at-bat at the top of the first. Now, not so much as she's gassed from her time on the mound, and we are able to get her to strike out. 1 down for the AL. Zena Frome is now up. Zena is always a threat, of course, for a long bomb with that 100 power bat. But if she puts it in play, then she is a non-entity. She can barely move, even if she gets on first base. Only way she would score is with an outside-the-park home run. I'm tempting fate, I know, but oh well. 0-2 now the count. And Zena, he's off on the third one, sends it over to left. Chico going out there for it. Chico is not able to catch it on the fly. Zena does get the single, despite her tired state. But again, gonna have a hard time bringing her all the way around to score. Marcellus Mark's now up. He should be pretty gassed as well. He's quite gassed from his time on the mound. So as long as he doesn't hit a home run, okay, well, that's a big hit by Marcellus. And it sails over the instant replay screen, and there you go. The 2 gas players get around the base to score the one way they can. With a home run, and the AL is finally on the board with 2 runs. Alright. King Griffey Jr. now the hitter. Let's see if we can get back in shape here. Ken with a pop-up for the second base area. Ahmed going to catch it. He is not on track. I'm able to get him over to the point where he can catch it, though. Almost lets it get away, but I step in time. For the second out, Peggy is now the hitter. Peggy, I'm guessing, is pretty tired herself from her time running around, trying to throw the ball around. And we get her out at first. So 2 runs for the AL, but that's hardly much of a concern, given that we currently have 26 runs. I am shooting for the highest score for the All-Star game here, and I think I'm going to get it unless I have one of my patented breakdowns and failed to score any more in the last 2 innings. It is currently 26-2. Jay Green leads off in the bottom of the 4th. He is 4 for 4 today with 3 home runs and a single. Fouls off the first pitch. Tees one off towards right field, goes straight towards Gary in right. He is not able to handle that one, though. Goes sailing off his head. Gary decides to do the cutoff through Peggy, which is not much of an upgrade, but she was able to get the ball in time to hold Jay to 2 bases, so maybe it was a good choice. Jay with a leadoff double. And Stuart Sullivan is now up. He is 3 for 4 today with 3 singles. Stuart is good at just putting the ball on the ground and then getting to first base before anybody can do anything about it. Not going to have a home run this game unless he gets a power-up bat. Ground ball towards third. Julie is able to get on it quickly. Julie seems to have recovered all her stamina now. Could be a dangerous defender, but as long as I don't put the ball in the third base area, she won't be that impactful. It's not as bad as it would be if she was short. That's for sure. So, Stewart singles, and there's now 2 on. Nobody out. Babe Ruth is a hitter. He only has 1 home run in 4 at-bats. Let's see if he can make that 2 and 5. Take strike 1. There you go, except not. I thought that was a 1, but he just fouls it off instead. Maybe I shouldn't have squared up for it. Oh well. And that is a very high fly ball. Is it going to... It was just short of the fence. Xena is under it. Xena catches it. And Babe is out. Game refused to let me send Jay until that moment. Still soon enough, though, for Jay to take third base. So, sack out by Babe Ruth. And yeah, maybe swapping to squared wasn't the best move in that at bat. Chico Pop is now up with 2 on and 1 out. Chico has yet to record an out this game. We'll see if we can keep it that way. Stewart has an easy second base to claim in the meantime. 2 runners in scoring position. Let's see if Chico can drive them in. He has 2 singles and 2 home runs so far this game. Ooh, pop up towards first. Can Griffey get in time to grab it? He can. Chico with his first out of the game on a pop out towards first. And yeah, just like that, we have 2 outs after... So 3 outs with no runs scored in them after we had 17 runs scored straight without an out. That's just how my games tend to go. We'll see, though. Still plenty of chance to make more happen here. Jeter is up. He is 3 for 3 with a single, a triple, a home run, and a walk. He is a double shy of the upgraded cycle. And that could, well, sends it up the middle. Pablo is able to deflect it, but not to catch it. Stewart probably could have scored there, but oh well. Jeter does not get the cycle on this at-bat, but he does get a base hit to keep the inning going. And Jace does score on the play, so it's now 27-2 NL. Claudia Villarta now up. 2 home runs and a walk. Started our scoring off with a 3-run home run in the second inning. Let's see if she can keep it going with another 3-run shot here. Swings and misses at the first pitch, and Veronica sends that ball into no man's land. Stewart is able to take advantage and score. Though it is worth noting there, Veronica does seem to have recovered some of her stamina, though. She moved pretty fast on that play. So, have to take note. Veronica chooses not to try to throw Jeter out until he is already at third base. Runner on third, then with 2 outs. It is an 0-2 count on Claudia, though, so we've got to be careful. Swap into line drive swing. Ooh, that is close, but my choice to take the pitch is correct, as it is ball 1. 1-2 count. Another high ball. 2-2. Karen actually putting in quite a bit of work on the mound, which is good. That means she's going to probably be pretty tired out by the time she's finally off. Claudia sends one foul. Still a 2-2 count. And there you go. Puts that one in play. Goes long. Marcellus decides to just sit there and watch it go past despite being the closest defender. Julie coming in and doing all the work. And Karen noticeably somewhat fatigued there, moving slower than normal. Marcellus probably could have caught that to end the inning, but he chose to just watch it instead. And so, RBI double for Claudia, and it is now 29-2. Ahmed Khan is now up. He has had the biggest punch so far this All-Star game with 3 home runs and a triple. An average of 3.75 bases per at-bat. Hasn't gotten a lot of RBIs, only 4 RBIs due to the situation where he just hasn't had that many runners on when he's come up, but we'll see if he can keep things going here, or if he'll record his first out. Meanwhile, Ken Griffey Jr. comes back onto the mound. Maybe we can tire him out some. Ahmed swings early, though, for strike 1. 2-1. That does put Karen back on first, where could cause some trouble just by taking a while to get to first base. We'll see. Would have been more advantageous for me probably to have her elsewhere, though. Ooh, and this is an upgrade for the defense. Ken Griffey Jr. now goes into left field. He's not too tired out. And the more tired out Marcellus comes on to pitch. Yet some more. Nobody covering first base, so it's an easy single for Ahmed. Claudia running home, and she is able to make it, as Karen is too tired to make that throw. I'm guessing Marcellus is not going to stay on the mound for long here, because he is still quite tired out. In any case, the inning continues as Ahmed gets the RBI single. Still no outs on the game. Oh, and now we're in that tango, it looks like. Swap from Kenny to Marcellus. 1 pitch later, we switch from Marcellus back to Ken. Pablo, Peggy, Gary not going to get that chance on the mound this game. And we're just going to see a lot of pitching changes, I think. The real head scratcher is why they don't bring Julie Dunkel back onto the mound, because she's the best pitcher on this team, and I think she's recovered from her earlier stints, honestly. I think she's doing good on stamina. Instead, we'll just have a nice, long, drawn-out game here now, as Marcellus and Kenny trade pitches. Marcellus gives me 2 balls. It's now 3-1 on Kendall. And swaps back to Griffey. Griffey puts one in the strike zone. Kendall able to send one up the line. Zena is ready to get it on the bounce, but it is an easy base hit for Kendall, and Ahmed is able to make it to third. Alright, inning continues. No more runs scored on that particular play, but did keep things going, and Lindsay is now up. She is 3 for 5 with 2 home runs, a single, 2 outs actually. Lindsay having an uncharacteristically poor performance here in the All-Star game. Since this one on the grounder up the line, Kendall is able to beat it out as Pablo is not able to get to the ball on time. Ahmed comes in to score, so Lindsay bats in 1 more run. It is now 31-2. Can we make it to 50? I don't know. We're certainly doing our best here. Jay Green is now up. He is a triple shy of the cycle with a single, a double, and 3 home runs. He has been delivering an MVP caliber performance here in the All-Star game. Let's see if he can. He has a chance to add 3 more RBI here if he hits another home run. Oop, high pop-up. Let's see. Veronica is not coming up for it. Leaving it to Ken. Ken is able to make the grab. Jay Green with a high pop-up to finally end this inning. Only 5 runs actually scored by the NL here in the 4th. A much less dominating inning. But it was 5 more runs. It is now 31-2. Gary Allen leads off the 5th inning here for the AL. Jay getting tired again. I don't know how he got so tired when he didn't do any running in his time at bat. Your guess is as good as mine, folks. In any case, Gary is able to take that first pitch on a line drive into left and single. to start off the inning. Karen Donato is now the hitter. Karen, I think, is kind of tired here. So as long as she doesn't hit a big drive like that, should be an easy out. Sends one into left. Chico not able to make the play. In fact, falls down on it. If he just dropped it and picked it up quickly, probably could have gotten Gary out at second, but instead it is a single. Everybody's safe, and there's now 2 on with nobody out. Pablo Sanchez is a hitter, and I think it's time for a pitching change here. Jay is not doing so well on the mound, so Babe Ruth is going to come in to pitch. Babe looks like is one of those heater and left hook types of pitchers. That left hook is nasty. Really sent me for a loop when he came in my game against the A's. And the heat is a big mistake. Pablo sends one skyward, and that's a 3-run shot for Pablo Sanchez. It is now 31-5. Alright, let's see if we can start actually getting stuff done against this offense, or if they're just gonna start going off against us. This is one weakness of this NL All-Star team, is pitching. Should have brought Richie Sexton on, I guess. Lindsay's probably next up if Babe can't keep things under control here. 1-2 is the count for Dunkel. Low line drive towards third, but Claudia is able to catch it. And Veronica Lee is now up. 1 out. Only 1 out, though. Jay is a solid pitcher, but he couldn't keep it up with the stamina this game. Veronica with a line drive towards second, where Ahmed is able to catch it. We're just hoping at this point for these juicy line drives here. Zena Frome is up and hits a high pop-up into the infield. Jeter not letting Ahmed have any part of that ball. He's coming in to do the work himself, and that works out. So 3 quick outs after that home run. And the top of the 5th is over. This will be the last chance for the NL to pile up some more runs, but we do get this one more chance. It is currently 31-5. Stuart Sullivan leading off. Looking to do what he does best. Put the ball on the ground and run with reckless abandon. And that's what it is. In fact, he manages to send it past Julie Dunkel, who was the biggest threat to him. Pablo, not nearly as much of a threat to stop him from getting to first. Stewart makes it easily. Babe Ruth is now up. Babe Ruth having the roughest game probably. He's given up 3 runs now to the AL. He is only 2 for 5 at the plate. Only a single home run. I'm not sure what it is, if it's just been not so good pitches to him, or him being the only lefty on the team and having the big strike zone, or what, but he has just not been delivering. There we go. That's a nice light hit touch towards right center. No doubter on that one. 2-run shot for Babe Ruth. That's more like it. And it is now 33-5. Chico Pop is now up at, oh, here we go. This could get interesting. Julie Dunkel is back on the mound. Julie, I think, is at pretty much full stamina. So the AL has an actual pitcher again. We'll see how this goes. Chico is 4 for 5 with 2 singles and 2 home runs. And that's going to make it his 3rd home run. That's a no-doubter to right center. Chico sends one out. And that makes it 34-5. "494 feet there by Chico. Derek Jeter now up, still nobody out. Jeter is looking for a double to hit the cycle, and no, Julie's just going to join the rotation now. That puts her in left field, actually, so we'll see. Everybody down the third base line. Swapping now turns on the mound. If we can get Julie to get herself tired out on that, this could be good. Otherwise, Julie running around there might cause me some trouble. Jeter gonna take this one, hold out for one that he can send more towards right center. That would be a much easier way to double. It is 3-1. Julie not doing an amazing job here, even despite being the best and the freshest pitcher on this team. Maybe shouldn't have chosen to swing at that one. Oh well. Pablo and Marcellus come in to bonk into each other, but Pablo succeeds at the Chad move, bowling over Marcellus and catching the ball himself. I should have taken that one because I had an extra strike to work with. Oh well. And there's now one out. Claudia swings a bit late, but makes it work. Towering opposite field home run. For Claudia Villarta, it's now 35-5. Ahmed Khan now up. Might be the only hitter left on this team who has not recorded a single out this game. He also is just a double shy of the cycle. We'll see what he can get. 5 for 5 on the game. Takes ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. Now, so Griffey currently is out of the rotation. It's now swapping between Marcellus and Julie. And Ahmed tees off on that one. That is well hit. That is going to be a base hit. Is it going to be a home run? Yes, it is. Ahmed's 4th solo home run of the game to make it 36-5. Jason Kendall is a hitter. Kendall has had a relatively small day compared to most of this team. 4 for 5 with just 3 singles and a double. Nothing bigger than a double. Someone missed a memo. Lines one down the third base line. Seems like it's going to be an easy out to Griffey, but he is not able to handle it. Drops it. And cannot make the throw to first in time, so that is going to be Kendall's 4th single of the game. But hey, whatever works, works. And for Kendall, this is what works. Lindsey Felgate now up. Has 2 singles, 2 home runs, and 2 outs on the game. Tries to send that 1 yard. Fouls off instead. 0-1 is a count. And Lindsey sends that one skyward to left center field. That is going to be a home run for Felgate. Lindsey's 3rd home run of the game. She's doing well, just not as well as I normally expect from Lindsey because she's turning outs. And in the meantime, it is now 38-5 in favor of the NL. Can I hit 50? Something which I have never done during an official BBL game. We will see. I've never done it in an all-star game before, but this might be the time. If you include the multiplier, only have to score 4 more runs to get there. Jay Green is now up. Jay, a triple shy of the cycle. We have a lot of near cycles here. I think people are getting too many home runs, though, not enough other hits, so I don't think anyone's going to make the cycle this time. 0-2 is now the count for Jay. And sends that one on a good clip. Well, we'll see. We're going to go for it. Julie Dunkel coming up to field that ball. Xena is actually doing some work, though. Makes a cutoff throw through Julie. It's going to be a play at third. Griffey coming in to get it. Just tagged out. So close to getting the triple, but Griffey manages to intercept him on the way to the bag with a tag as Jay is sliding. Heartbreak for Jay Green, who just wanted that cycle and just barely missed out on it. And there's now 2 outs. Stewart hits one straight back to the mound, but gets it past Marcellus for yet another Stewart Sullivan single. All right, Babe Ruth's up. Now let's see if he can get another home run. He only has 2 home runs on this game. He's been out-homered by Ahmed Khan, by Claudia Vallarta, by Jay Green, by Lindsay Felgate, I think by Chico Pappas as well. So of the power hitters on this team, Babe Ruth is doing the worst in terms of home runs. That's something he should salvage, if he can. Is Stewart a bit tired? Yeah, Stewart a bit tired. Really, my whole roster a bit tired, just from running around so much. They've been putting in a ton of work. Also notable, Jay Green probably would have made that triple if he had not been somewhat tired out from his time on the mound. So, R.I.P. Jay. Ball 2 for the Babe, as Stewart takes third base uncontested. We're down to our last out, but as we saw earlier this game, there could be a lot of runs scored between now and then. Babe fouls one out. 2-1 the count. Especially with a lineup like this, it's not over until they actually get that out, and that could take a while. Or it could happen this at bat. Babe sends one. That's... is that a home run? No, it's off the wall. Babe continues to have the least home runs of any of the power hitters on this team. Not Babe's day, I guess. He will hold at second base. But still, that's an RBI double. Stewart scores. It's now 39-5. And we just keep on piling on the runs. Chico Pop is now up. Takes ball 1. Julie probably tiring out with all these extra pitches she's throwing. Maybe not a ton, but it might be enough to make an impact if she ever has any balls for herself to field. We'll see. 2-0 is the count. And Chico sends a long high pop-up into center. That's not going to be caught. No one's close to it. Is it going out? No, it's off the instant replay screen. Pablo, Peggy, and Xena all coming in for that. Peggy is the one who grabs it, which ensures that Chico will be able to get across the plate. Pablo getting quite noticeably tired here. He's tried to make a lot of throws that he didn't have the range for, and that's done badly for this game. Chico with his 4th home run, this one in inside-the-park fashion. It's now 41-5. With the multiplier, I officially have 49 runs, which means if Jeter does get the hit here, then we've officially hit the 50. So if I do that, I'd rather get 8 more runs after that to actually hit 50 as well. And it might not be a plus 50, but it will be a 50. Jeter getting one more chance to go for that double. And to finish the cycle. 2 foul balls. It's now 0-2. As the pitcher tango continues. You wonder what changed to make it start being Julie all the time swapping out. Griffey stopped swapping out, and Marcellus keep going all the time regardless. I don't know how the logic works here, but it's funky. And it taps up a lot of time in this game. This is the worst thing about having a super dominating game. Something I remember very well from my days when I played on easy difficulty. Is just having the pitcher change so many times. And we literally would have sometimes as I was a kid where like the pitcher would change, we'd pause the game to see how good the new pitcher was, and then when we resumed, the pitcher would change again without throwing a single pitch. Jeter with a lazy line drive up the middle, but Pablo is gassed and virtually unable to field anymore. This defense is done. And so I'm going to switch tacks, actually, now. Switch tactics, and we're going to go Grounder City. We'll see how this works. Actually, scratch that. I can't do Grounder City with a lineup like this. It will probably just fail anyway. It probably would be... I don't know. I feel like it would probably be a good strategy at this point with how badly this defense is hurting. I guess Griffey's fine, but he's not having a big impact of the game here over on third. Julie may be fine, but getting worse every time she throws a pitch. Marcellus is gassed. I think Karen's pretty gassed. Veronica's gassed. Pablo's gassed. Zena's gassed. Gary and Peggy aren't very good anyway. Should not have swung at that pitch. Forgot the count for a moment. High pop-up for Claudia. The good news is nobody's near to actually catch the ball. Claudia might could have taken second on that. Oh well. She contents herself with a single instead. Another run scores, so it's now 42-5 NL. Ahmed Khan is up. Trying to continue his flawless reputation from this game, and he does with another home run. This time a 2-run home run. Ahmed's first home run that scored more than one run. 359-foot shot this time. It's now 44-5. And now Jason Kendall up. Fouls that one off. 1-1 is a count. Kendall, one of the few players who's been doing the small ball game here, with only 6 total bases and 6 at-bats, despite only 1 out. And Kendall sends one towards center. Nobody close to where that ball's landing. No one going to be close to where it ends up, I don't think, either. It's actually Griffey coming in from third base to make the play here. Can he get the ball in on time? As he was trying to make the throw to the mound at first. Nope. Jason Kendall now on the board with a home run and inside the Parker. Which makes it 45-5. If this was a league game, that would have been a bit of a questionable play, potentially cheese, because he did go to third when the center fielder was waiting for the pitcher to come to the mound. But 2 things for that. 1, I did send him to third before I realized that was what he was doing. The 2 decisions were made more or less at the same time. And 2, this is the All-Star game. Not an official game, so it's not a big deal. That would have been one to worry about in other situations, but this time, we're fine. Lindsay, in the meantime, is able to single. I am aiming for the actual 50-run mark, which will look a lot nicer than 50 runs with the multiplier. Jay Green is the current hitter. Chico Papas would be the one to score run number 50 if we were able to get there. Jay, Stewart, then Babe, then Chico have to bring them all around to score. Very much feasible here. Will it actually happen? We'll see. Jay also going to well, no. I keep considering shaking things up, swinging smaller, because we can get away with it, I think, with the way this defense is, but I just don't like the idea of doing that when I think about it a bit more. We'll just keep swinging for the fences like we have been. Lindsay, in the meantime, is moved from first to third. It is 2-1 on Jay Green, and Julie, I think, has gotten pretty tired out from her time pitching. Her status as that one really effective defender on this team has been more or less lost. Low for ball 3. She is staying on the mound for a little while, though. The tango temporarily stopped, and Julie pitches ball 4 inside to walk Jay Green. Maybe there's just nobody left to the computer is comfortable bringing on to pitch. Ken might have decent stamina at this point. Maybe Gary or Peggy hasn't suffered too much. But other than that, I think this team is just done. Alright, 2 on, 2 outs for Stewart. Fortunately, Jay is fast and can probably take second base without Stewart hitting the ball. We ain't nobody got time for that, though. Stewart sends one over Griffey's head. Julie gonna get it. Doesn't get the ball in time. Lindsay scores on a single by Stuart Sullivan. It is now 46-5. Can we hit the actual 50 runs? We're getting close. Just gotta get Babe on base safely and then have Chico hit a home run and we're good to go. Babe Ruth and Chico Papas. I like those odds. And Babe sends one skyward. Babe gets his third home run of the game. This is another huge 2-out rally, folks, and it is now 49-5, Marlins. NL. Let's do this. Let's get the 50. I'm 1 run away from getting it without the multiplier, which is what I really want. 475 footer this time from Babe in the meantime, in case you were interested. And I did not expect the stream to go on this long, but it happens sometimes. Alright. Still 2 outs as there has been for a very long time now. I was saying something about the fact that not until they actually force you to get done, and the AI has not been forcing me to get done here. Chico is now up. All we need is a solo home run here from him, and we got the 50. Let's do it, Chico. Chico already with 4 home runs on the game. Marcellus and Julie continue the pitcher tango now. They might just walk Chico. Well, we do have Jeter and then Claudia up after him, so still good odds no matter what. We don't have a bad hitter in this lineup. Nope. It's a ground ball by Chico, right almost to the pitcher, but Julie just sits there and watches it go by, and Chico singles anyway. Literally, I think the only way we turn it out here is a pop out. If at some point somebody is just going to clip the ball, hit a lanky pop-up, that's an easy 3rd out, and we'll be done. I don't think... And maybe we'll hit a line drive or fly ball straight to a fielder that they can't possibly mess up. But short of one of those 2 things happening, this is just going to keep on rolling. Alright, Jeter with yet another shot at the cycle. Let's see if he can make it this time. I believe, by the way, for the record, we have scored 9 runs since our last out. 2-out rallies are real. Chico gonna try to get 2 bases for the price of 1 here as Veronica keeps loving the throw and he succeeds. Any sort of base hit now from Jeter. And we get the 50. I'm swapping to grounder swing for this case only. All we need is a solid grounder that gets past the fielders and we have our 50. So for the occasion, we are swinging grounder. Julie making me question that decision though with some low balls. Okay, swap into line drive because I feel more comfortable with line drive with 2 strikes. Then grounder with 2 strikes. 2-2 now the count. Marcellus sends one low. It is a full count on Derek Jeter. And high pop up, and it's Pablo and King Griffey going to get it. Bunking into each other. They cannot make the throw. It goes past. Chico scores. We have 50 runs, folks. 50 runs for the first time in my BBL career. Sadly, it's not an official BBL game, but still. This is cause for celebration. Cause for celebration, regardless if it's an official game or not. Alright. And now it's just a question of how long will this go? I'm not going to purposely get out. How much longer will this go before we finally mess up and the AA can't mess up along with us? We'll see. Claudia Villarta is the hitter. Lines went up the middle. That should be an easy base hit because Pablo and Zena can't do freaking anything at this point. Claudia going for the extra base, and she's able to get it. This defense just has lost its ability to function. Ahmed Khan is now up. He has 5 home runs on the game. Ahmed is certainly in the pole position for the All-Star MVP. He's refusing to give up on that, although that might be it. High pop-up. Griffey coming in to get it. He's under it. Griffey catches it, and Ahmed Khan, after being the last player on the team to not get an out, finally messes one up. High pop-up, which is caught by Griffey, and the scoring drive is finally over. Another 20-run inning there, and it is now 51-5 Marlins. But we hit the 50 runs, and I am happy about that. Alright, just have to finish the AL now here. If this was an official regulation game, I would currently have a plus 56. Although with the safety net rules, I believe it would be... Yeah, no, plus 56. And that would be how it would be with safety net rules. And then the runs given up to the AA would only matter if my opponent 50'd as well. Lindsay is going to come onto the mound to try to close this game out here. Marcellus trying to bunt one despite being completely gassed from his mini pitches. Pitching a bit carelessly here, leading to an inside pitch on what should have been strike 3. Let's try that again. Marcellus fouls this one off. Fouls another one off. Marcellus refuses to let this at bat and finally lines a sharp one into the corner. That is not going to be a home run, though. Still might be able to get him out at first, and despite the great corner hit, we are able to get him out at first because he is so tired. First out. Ken Griffey Jr. is now up. Griffey chooses to bunt one. I mean, he's probably the best player on this team to bunt one because he does, I think, have the most stamina. But he's not that fast. Not able to beat it out, even with Lindsay getting knocked over by Babe. Babe is able to get to the bag in time, so that brings up Peggy Heifer, and then last chance for the AL to inflict a little scratch on me on its way out. And puts that one on the ground where it should be an easy third out. Lindsay lets it get past her, but has plenty of time to recover, and that is, in fact, it. Alright, and that is it for the All-Star game. I hope you enjoyed watching this slugfest here. Final score here is Marlins 51, Angels 5. Let's take a look at the stats, shall we? Quite the stat lineup, as you can see. 5 hits for the worst players on the team. We had a total of 24 home runs, so average of just almost half of our runs were just hit by the person who hit the home run. Yeah. 1 home run for Kendall, 2 for Jeter, and 3 at least for each of my big power hitters. Ahmed Khan, after winning the home run derby, did hit the most home runs in this game. Lots of RBIs to go around, too. Stewart had a relatively unimpressive game, you could say. Only 7 singles, no home runs, only 1 RBI, but he did score 6 times. He was useful, just in a different way. And Babe, despite his numerous outs, does ultimately tie for the lead in RBIs with 9, along with Claudia. Everyone scored at least 5 runs except Kendall, who got stuck with only 3, because Lindsay and Babe kept, I guess. Lindsay and Jay had some of the most trouble. Only 3 walks actually drawn. Struck out twice, with Babe and Kendall, stole 12 bases. Kind of surprised it didn't turn out to be more than that. I don't think I can view the opposing stats, sadly. As for pitching, had a bit more trouble with that, but Lindsay was able to get it done in the last inning. Babe held down the fort after giving up a 3-run home run, while Jay was able to get down the first 4 innings. Only 2 strikeouts on the game, though. Not an impressive pitching game. So, yeah, I'll print this out to share with everybody. Player of the game is, in fact, Ahmed Khan. 7 for 8 with a single, a triple, 5 home runs, 8 RBI, 1 behind the lead for the team, 7 runs scored, tied for the lead on the team. Scored every time he came up to bat except for the 1 time at the very end of the game where he popped out instead. But yeah. Alright, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching, folks. See you later.